Hey neighbors, I'm here with Jerry with the Crayster. I feel like you're the crawdad master here. And we have been doing a boil. Just got done with these guys, and you're gonna give us a little demonstration of how we're gonna crack it open.
Yeah. So thank you guys for coming over today. I wanted to do a little demonstration. So we cook these up first so that I can show you guys how to crack out the meat. So here's a good sized crawfish. We're gonna get meat out of the claws and out of the tail. So we're gonna start with the tail, and I take a good grip of the whole crawfish, and there's these little spines right here. My thumb and my finger are gonna go on that first spine, and we're just gonna twist it to the side and pull the meat out. You'll get a little bit of the gut sac right there, okay? So what you wanna do is just take that and wipe it off on a paper towel. So that's cleaned it up. Now these crawfish have been purged for 5 days, so there is nothing in the entrail. So a little bit different technique with this is it is ready to eat right now. So we're gonna dip it in. I'll show you first, and then I'll crack one out for you to do, and then you can crack out your own. So just a little dip in the butter there. I'm gonna grab the meat with my front teeth, pinch the bottom of the tail, and pull the meat out just like that.
Voila! That is
good.
so awesome.
So good.
And we have melted butter here with garlic salt in it. He melted it right on the boil pots.
Mm-hmm. Now,
why not?
We're in the fall, so I wanted to show you this right here. In the male crawfish, this looks like ramen noodles, if you will. That's not parasites, it's just part of the inside of a male crawfish, okay? So that's what that is. If you're ever curious, if it gets stringy or something like that, that's what that is. So the claws are pretty easy now. I'm actually going to show you how to get claw meat or meat out of these parts as well. This crawfish is large enough to do that. What I'm doing is just popping that off. Some people like to suck the head of the crawfish. That's not me. I don't like to do that. So we're going to have 3 parts here in the claw and the arm. I'm going to start out with, I got those broken off. I'll show you those in a moment. Let's show you the big claw. You want to pull this out because that big tendon that came out will keep the meat in there if you don't get that out. This is where you use a fork. Now I don't crack it with the fork, some people do. This is the technique I do. I grab here and I grab here. The fork goes on the inside. So actually the fork I'm using to kind of as a guide of cracking that claw. And now I can pull the meat out. Just like so. Okay.
Awesome.
And then again, a little dip in the butter. Great.
Yay.
And the knuckle here, let's see if I can get that out. A lot of people are not going to bother with this at all because it is some work to get it out. When I will do this, I'll take some kitchen shears and I'll put them in here and snip to open this up and get that little chunk. You can kind of see that little chunk of meat. I'm not going to waste too much time with that. The time that I'll get that out and I'll spend the effort to get it out is when I'm doing like a crawfish chowder. This one, you can take one of the spines of your fork on the inside and a lot of times just pull that out. So there's a decent little chunk there.
Yeah.
Again, I'll do that work when I'm doing more of like a chowder. But a sit down, you're just going to do the claws and the tail. So again, I'll do this, show there, grab my fork here, put one tine in. I'm doing this palm side up if that makes sense on the claw. I grab here and here and just crack across. Now that one came out to where I can just dip and eat.
That is awesome.
Okay.
So when we were cooking these, you were talking about how to know when they're actually done, because we
yes.
get that question a lot. So can you talk about that?
Absolutely. So it's about 8 minutes on a hard boil. So once you get your boiling, your seasoning water and all that up to a hard boil, put the crawfish in. It's going to cool it down because the crawfish are a little bit colder. And then they'll start boiling. Once you get the boil back up, about 8 minutes, and what you're going to see is the tail here and the carapace, the head part, will start to separate a little bit like so. And you'll be able to see the white meat in between there. They'll also come from the bottom and they'll float to the top. So you'll see all your crawfish floating and their tails and their bodies coming apart like so. Almost like a little moon shape of white right there.
You mentioned too that they curl up as well.
Oh, right. So you'll see this and hear this online in different scenarios. All the tails of these are curled. This means they were live when they went in. You do not want to eat a dead crawfish. The meat gets mushy. It's just not good. The flavor won't be good. The taste won't be good. So, and sometimes I wonder if the crawfish haven't expired and people cook them and eat them and then go, oh, I had those and they were disgusting. You know, versus, because everybody that I've done a crawfish boil with that's not allergic to a crawfish and actually likes seafood has just raved about how good the crawfish tastes and how fresh it is. So that's just one of the things. If the tail is straight like this after it's cooked, just dispose of the crawfish altogether. But you'll see, even though I forced its tail out and it's cooked and done, it's still curling back up. Okay.
Yeah.
So
good, important piece of information for sure.
They're all the tails are curled up. So yeah, let's
little mini lobsters.
So here we go again. I'm going to grab the whole crawfish here, put my thumb on top of those spine, and grab there, twist, pull that out. Look how clean that came out.
That is clean.
We'll still wipe off a little bit there for you. And that's ready to eat, Kim.
Right on, here we go. Oh, I've got my own, I forgot.
That's okay, you can dip in mine, that's fine.
Oh, I missed some. So what do we do here?
All right.
Oh my God, it's delicious though. Wow.
If this happens to you, which is good that it did, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have an example of what to do. There's one of two things you can do. You can either do this technique again, you can break another spine a little bit further and pull this off, which gives you a little more meat. But when you go, you want to kind of pinch the bottom like this before you take the meat out. Or another technique I've done is just take your fork right underneath that, and you can pop that open and then poke it with your fork. That was my fork, so there's your fork. Different fork.
At this point, we're just sharing everything. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
And there you have it. Absolutely delicious. This is fun. Now it's Craig's turn.
That right there. I'll just get the water drained out of those two guys.
For a video, that's cool. So cool. So having one that's
outtake number one.
So now we actually caught some fresh ones today, right?
We did.
And so that's this guy here, and then that one hasn't been purged. Can you talk about purging for a second and what that actually means, and then we'll go from there.
So the crawfish we have here were caught a week ago, and so they've actually been in fresh water, so they have not been eating, and so they are what they call purged, which is cleaning their entrails. Okay, so that way you can actually eat the entire tail meat without having to peel the vein, as it's called, just like you would in shrimp. They call it peeling the vein. This crawfish here that we caught fresh this morning right out of the river has not been purged. Our waters are so clean and clear, you can see there's not much difference between at all. There's no difference between the two, okay, except this one has been eating, and so it's going to have, so we're going to peel the vein on this one is the difference, okay?
So that one's got the poop trail.
This one has the poop trail. Yeah. We don't want that. We want to get rid of that.
Yeah.
So first, let me show you one without. Okay, take crawfish is roughly the same size. So again, to crack the tail meat here, we're going to grab down here on this first little fin with both my forefinger and my thumb. And in this hand, I'm going to twist the neck. So twisting those two, pulling out, oh, wow. Tail just came out right there. So we're going to grab the tail meat and pull it out like that. You see this part right here. Some people will actually eat this. They call that crawfish butter. I'm not much of a crawfish butter lover. I'm a real butter lover. Okay, and so this is all ready to eat. So one of the differences, I'm going to show you what pilling or, the vein would be. That's all clean and clear. So this is actually good to eat meat. But this right here is the entrail, which is empty. Okay, so nothing wrong with that. You can eat the whole thing. Just dip in a little garlic butter and eat that. Had it stayed in here, I could have just grabbed it and pulled it out, as you may see on other videos. And then our claw meat here. Oh, you know what? Let's save that because I want to show the difference here in the tail. So this is the one we caught this morning.
Yep.
Okay. So let's do that one.
Same thing.
Same process. Okay. Looks just the same there. Gonna pull that meat back right there. Well, actually, sorry. Pinch the bottom. I'm gonna pull this meat out. So you can already see on the bottom part of the entrail it's dark. Okay. Then we're gonna pull this back. Now, even though most of that was clean, this is in the fall, so they must not be eating a whole lot. But there's still some in the trail, some poop in the trail there.
Yeah.
So we want to get rid of that.
And that's that extra flavoring, right?
That's some people like that extra flavoring. Now here's what I talked about in a different video of like what looks like ramen noodles.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is just part of the male's insides, so we're gonna put that over there. So this part of the meat and the tail, that's all good to eat. A little dip in the butter, and I'm gonna just do this.
Just go for it.
I'll get you another one.
Exactly. Nice.
So good.
So even though you pull that initial part off where the entrail is, you can still eat that top part, no matter what.
Yeah,
you just want to remove the entrail part.
Yeah, if you're going quick and you're sitting down and having a conversation eating, you just grab that whole top part and it just goes in the garbage.
Gotcha.
You can eat that top part.
Yeah.
So I do if I have the opportunity.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna give me. You can keep on. You're working that one. I'm working on this one.
I'm
Here.
going this here. Yeah. So Craig's he's gotten meat out of the crawfish before.
Yeah.
So
when I did, I was a kid and all that stuff, and I used to do this. And it was fun. But I cracked all the tail off then because we caught them fresh like the other one, and then we had to do the entrails. So we had to we scooped them out, and so this is the first time I'm doing it this way with the purge. So that's kind of nice. Oh, there's some more in there. Getting that all cleaned up. Is that good? And then you take this off?
Yep. What I would do is so you got some of the legs there.
Yeah.
I would actually go down a little bit further and twist that, and let's get rid of that top part of the shell, which gives you easier access. And get rid of the ramen noodles.
Get rid of the ramen noodles there.
You're basically only going to see that in the fall.
Yeah.
And not in the spring or the summer. Okay. Mainly just the fall.
So now I just push down here.
Yeah.
And either way, right?
Give it a little pinch, and you can actually dip it in the butter.
Yeah. That good?
Yep. And just grab that meat with front teeth, and then pinch and kind of pull it out of the shell. All right, on. You got it all on the first try there. That's good.
God, I missed that. That was really good stuff.
Right on. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the claws here.
Okay.
So get both claws. Because there is no entrail in the claws, both claws are gonna look the same whether it's purged or not. But you're gonna take your big claw there, pull that back, throw it out, and then grab a fork.
Here, use that one.
Sure, fork. Put that in, grab both sides, crack it in half. When it cracks out like that, that makes it really nice because it's like a tail. I can just use this as my utensil.
Like that?
See Craig's technique here.
A little different.
Excuse me.
Can't get in there. All right. Let's see here. Here it goes. There we go. I'm in. Kind of.
It's a fun challenge.
Yeah, it is.
And Craig reminds me of my first year catching crawfish and eating them.
Get out of there.
It's really kind of a technique, and it does take a little bit of time to get down, but once you get it down, it's so quick and easy. Yeah. So I'll show you when Craig's done.
I got it out.
Hey, there we go.
But it's mutilated.
Hey.
But it's still good.
It'll taste the same.
Exactly.
You just tenderized it.
Still delicious, though. That was good.
So I'm going to
It's
show
kind
you.
of like cooking, like cracking crab.
It is a lot like cracking crab.
Yeah.
Now, you might want to control a little bit of the front and the back with the claw to kind of hold it so that you can crack it in half.
Dang, that's what I did wrong.
And it's almost like a technique of cracking eggs. You know,
Oh, yeah.
if you've ever cracked an egg when you're young, you kind of just crack the whole thing and make a mess and break the yolk and all those things. It takes a little bit of practice with an egg to crack it just right and drop it out. It's the same thing with crawfish. So pop that little finger out there, do a cross there, and there's your meat out. Pull that out, pop that in, and there's your meat out.
That was a little faster than I did it.
So 3 pieces there.
Oh, well, thank you. Very delicious.
Now we've got
really
a lot more crawfish than we have some wonderful potatoes medley. We have corn on the cob, some onions that cooked on all this, and we have some fresh lemons here. In a few moments, we're going to do a table dump, and then we're going to squeeze the lemon juice out on the top. So we're going to. I'm starting to salivate now.
Yeah, that sounds good. Me too. Get a little excited. And then you also make your own Creole, right? And all your spices. So we put that. We put that in there. It tastes great. I'm not a spicy guy. It just has a good flavoring to it. It's not hot or anything. It's really nice. Really, really good.
Oh yeah.